What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Al with the Heavy Hitter Bully Crew. And first and foremost, before we get into the video, we want to give praise to the man up above for giving us the opportunity to be able to bring to you this video right here. So before I get into it, as all of you know, if you followed me on all of my social media platforms, as you know, in the description to this video and all of our videos is the links to all of our social media platforms, okay? So before I get into it, if you follow us on Instagram, I recently provided an update as to what's been going on in the month of December, why I haven't given the ABKC Nationals recap, and why haven't I gotten, any new content now? Well, I went to a destination wedding earlier in the month and I was out in Mexico for about a week. Unfortunately, when I got back, I ended up testing positive with COVID and I was sick for a couple of days. So I haven't really had the time to be able to bring to you this video, which is gonna be the ABKC Nationals recap video. And I said I was gonna give to you my thoughts on the event because it was truly a magical experience. For all of you that were there in the building, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you weren't there and you want my honest opinion on the whole event as a whole, this is the video for you. So with that being said, please don't forget to like, comment, and sub to the channel. Check off the bell notification icon to become part of the family. And now that we have all of that out there, let's get into the video. All right, everyone, so the 2023 ABKC Nationals was must-see TV, pay-per-view. I told you guys you had to pay for it. It was truly an incredible atmosphere. And I will say this, the ABKC deserves a ton of credit for putting on such a tremendous event, a great event with so many great dogs in all breeds. And usually in every year you get the best of all breeds, but this year, man, the quality of the dogs were so incredible. And before I even speak about the American Bully, as all of you know, the Grand Champion class, what I said, must-see TV, baby. And the energy was just tremendous. I want to say, in my opinion, that had to have been arguably the greatest moment in ABKC history. And as all of you know, if you were in the building or if you were watching that live feed, when you were seeing Grand Champion Hangman, Grand Champion Zeus, Grand Champion Blue, the surprising dog that came out of nowhere to show, oh man, what an experience to hear that energy, the noise, people wanting Zeus to win, people wanting Hangman to win, people going for Blue. It was just simply incredible. You get what I'm saying? So I want to give respect to these people that had tremendous days at the 2023 ABKC Nationals. All right, you guys, as all of you know, the basis of my content is to show you all my dogs, my dog training, and my family. And I wanted to start this video off by giving a shit ton of respect and a huge shout out to the Olde family for the things that they were able to accomplish in the show ring at the 2023 ABKC Nationals. I need you to understand this. When you have a father in Tone Olde showing at such a high level with Grand Champion Zeus, which was, the main event was just incredible. His daughter doing what she did with her French Bulldog, national winner, Grand Champion hero, man, to see the chemistry that those two have in the ring, knowing that she's a junior handler, and to see the level at which she's showing. I need you to understand this. She is actually in one of the elite tiers when it comes to the handler at her age. It's just so incredible to see them in sync, and they had a phenomenal showing at the 2023 ABKC National show. And just to see the family being able to vibe and enjoy that level of success, as a family man myself, I know damn well Tone Roldan was so proud of his daughter, and I know his daughter was so proud of him. Just to have the dynamic showing two badass dogs, you two deserve an immense amount of respect for what you were able to accomplish at the 2023 ABKC National. Next, we're gonna be talking about SBK, because if there was anything that I gathered from that event was that SBK had a hell of a day. When we're talking about their male, Champion Rock, winning in a stacked champion class, their boy, Grand Champion Art, a dog that they've produced showing at such a high level. It was just incredible. And if I recall properly, Carlos was also showing the American Pitbull Terrier, who was an amazing specimen of the breed, which I'm going to be getting into later because I'm going to be talking about the dogs, so I want to give them a shit ton of respect too. But man, just to see the success and all of their work in the ring and showing how great those dogs were looking, man, big shout out to SBK and the things that they were able to accomplish. And I know you're extremely proud of those dogs, and those dogs are just amazing, great examples of the breed. And I know for me personally, when you're able to showcase your dogs at that high of a level, man, what an amazing feeling that must feel like. So big shout out to them. Now let's get into the next one. Next, we're going to be talking about something to you guys that might be controversial, but for me, it was who I felt the biggest winner was in the 2023 ABKC Nationals. And yes, Grand Champion Hangman was phenomenal, and all of you know that I've spoken about him on this platform before, and the Grand Champion Hangman is simply an incredible dog, a bad dude. But my takeaway, the biggest winner from this was Martinez Bulls. And the reason why I say that is because you had Blue, who came out of nowhere, showing there, doing a phenomenal job in the ring. And, you know, for the level that his handler and him have in the ring, it's to be expected that you could come right in there and show at such a high level. But the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because I need you to put this into perspective. This is now back-to-back national appearances in which he won, 2, came and placed in the top 5, and then in the next event, placing in the top 3. I need you to understand what that validates for Grand Champion Blue. When we're talking about managing the stud, being able to promote them, you had him win, then he placed top 5, then he placed top 3 and was in the ring with his son. What that did was that validated Grand Champion Blue as a show dog, as being one of the best to ever grace the American Bully breed. And lastly, it showed that his productions are equally as badass. And to have a son win, man, what an incredible experience it was for not only Lee, but for the owner of Martinez Bulls to be able to have his boy show at that high of a level, and it further validated how amazing this dog is. As all of you know, this is a business. Price went up, productions went up, and you can't hate on the man for doing what he did. And I know a lot of people felt some kind of way about that, but man, my biggest takeaway, my biggest winner from that was Grand Champion Blue. Now we're gonna get into the dogs. All right, you guys, so the dogs that were competing, as all of you know, the ring was stacked with a ton of amazing dogs. High quality American Bully. I really do wish that every show was like that, but man, when you have dogs from everywhere, around the whole world showing in one venue, it's to be expected that the caliber of dog was going to be tremendous. So when we're talking about the winners, listen, I apologize if I'm not looking at the camera. I have notes of the dogs that won. So the female Grand Champion that won, I didn't know she was around until that day, and man, I was impressed with her. This girl, Strikehard Bullies Grand Champion Brandi. Brandi was just a phenomenal dog. Headpiece was unreal. Phenomenal structure, nice spread, a completely balanced dog. Oh man, in my opinion, she was such a badass dog, and Strikehard Bullies really had a really nice showing over there, because if you don't know, I had picked Chapo to be one of my sleeper picks that could potentially win it all, and Chapo looked phenomenal in the ring. So Strikehard Bullies definitely had a really big showing that day, and man, she's just a phenomenal girl. Next, we're going to be talking about the male champion. You heard me mention him earlier, Champion Rock, produced by SBK. This boy looked amazing. I remember right after it, I knew it was an SBK dog. I reached out to my man Darwin and asked him who was that dog that was showing, because he looked tremendous. And as all of you know, you heard me say it earlier, SBK had a hell of a day, and to see their dogs on the ring and just to see the consistency throughout their program, oh man, congratulations to you guys on your showing. Next, as all of you know, for the male Grand Champion winner, Hangman, and as all of you know, the display that those 3 put on in the ring was just an incredible day. Shout out to Lee Bullock, Black Cabin Bullies, for owning that badass dog that is Hangman. The year to Hangman, I called it last year, and see it all come to fruition. Man, it was incredible. It truly was. It was an incredible experience to see how badass he looked in the ring. Grand Champion Hangman, it was well deserved. Next, we're going to be talking about the winner for the American Pitbull Terrier, which was Sema Bulls Cartel, produced by Kennels. The dog was phenomenal, holding true to the American Pitbull Terrier standard. The dog was in the ring doing great things. It was truly a pleasure to see this beautiful dog in the ring competing for Best in Show. And when I tell you, to see the quality of the American Pitbull Terrier, to see how badass the dog is, and as all of you know, this breed has been around for a very long time, but to see how amazing a dog that's been around this long and has been refined over the years, what an amazing experience it was. I know for the owner, but for the handler to be able to enjoy that success with them in the ring. And shout out to Kennels, because that boy was phenomenal. Let's get into the next dog. Next, we're going to be talking about the male Frenchie that won, national winner, Grand Champion Hero. That was just phenomenal. And then you heard me speak about him earlier with his handler, which is Tone Rolden's daughter, and she was just on her A game with this dog. This dog was incredible in the ring, fantastic structure. I need you to understand this dog has showed at a really high level at the AKC events. You get what I'm saying? So it's no shock to see this dog honestly just have a tremendous day in the ring against the French Bulldog class. And there was a lot of nice Frenchies out there. Now, I want to give a shit ton of respect to all those kennels that were there showing their dogs. Those dogs were phenomenal. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the Olde English Bulldog class. And why did I save this for last? Because, man, you had a bunch of great dogs in the building that day for the Bulldog. But I want to get this out there because I'm a fan of his work, and I'm a fan of the things that he's been able to do with his program and his philosophy behind breeding. And what Chris Moore was able to do when he put bulky built Rocky in the ring, oh my Lord. And you gotta understand, and I wanna read this out right here because he was with a bunch of great Bulldogs. And you need to understand the caliber of Bulldogs that were there that day, all right? You had Soundwave Kennels, hold on, let me get the name. James Brown, I believe you had John Legend. And you also have bulky built Bucky Bodacious, and I wanna say he was shown by Preston Fernandez. And good Lord, the caliber of Bulldog that was there. And when I was watching it live, and I know a lot of people can attest to this, especially if they were in the building, when you saw Rocky in the ring, that dog was different. I'm not gonna lie to you, there was a minute there when I was looking at the dog and I was looking at the landscape of the competition, and it was the first time in the ABKC Nationals that I've been watching that I literally said, holy smokes, I think an Olde English Bulldog could win Best in Show at Nationals. I need you to understand how badass this dog is when we're talking about the headpiece, the bone, the mass, the neck. The structure on this Bulldog was simply incredible. And I want to give a big shout out to Chris Moore for the things that he's been able to accomplish. The game that he puts out and his philosophy behind breeding and the homework that he does. And to understand that it took him such a long time to be able to create a dog like Rocky and to understand that he wants to be able to put those type of Bulldogs going forward. Man, what an amazing time I know it was for him. And big shout out to Chris Moore and his wife. And I'm going to put their links in the description. I want to give a big shout out to them because, man, that dog was simply incredible. Next, we're going to be talking about, in my opinion, my personal disappointments from the 2023 ABKC National. And as all of you know I'm a big advocate for the XL. And in my opinion, right, I was a little disappointed with the XL class, but it had nothing to do with the lack of type and continuity within the other dogs in the ring. It had nothing to do with that. There was some really, really dope XLs at the event. And if you don't know, shout out to Bossy Kennels. Bossy Kennels, Cat from Bossy Kennels came out. They brought their dogs, I believe it was Brazilla and Tarzan. And we had Grand Champion Dream in the building. All Pro Kennels was there. Shout out to All Pro as well. Beautiful dogs. We had the chance to see Grand Champion Dream in the ring. But we also had Loso in the building, you know? And they didn't put their dogs to show. I feel like there was some really dope XLs there that didn't get in the ring. I want to say Butterfly. Kennels was there as well. So, you know, I was really surprised that they didn't want to put their dogs in the ring. But shout out to the winners in the XL class. Shout out to, I want to give a personal shout out to Techno Lines Genesis, owned by Bully Pride Productions. The dog looked really, really good. I'm actually a fan of the dog. And to see him in the ring, it was really, really dope. So, for me personally, that was one of my bigger disappointments. But like I said, it had nothing to do with the class overall. I just wanted to see more dogs shown because I know there was more XLs in the building. It would have been dope to see a stacked XL class. All right, you guys. So I wanted to save this topic for last. And I wanted to give to you all my personal opinion on who the biggest winner. You heard me discuss my winners before and who I wanted to give shout outs to before. But the biggest winner of the totality of the whole event was the ABKC. And I'm gonna tell you why. As all of you know, I made a video last year talking about why the ABKC shows were going down. And a lot of it was because of how people felt judges were evaluating dogs in the ring. Basically, if you had a dog with more mass and the dog had off conformation, that dog was beating a dog that had solid conformation and decent mass. You get what I'm saying? So when we're talking about evaluating dogs, you get a dog with a little bit more substance, off conformation, beating a dog with good substance and good conformation. And by the book, that shouldn't happen. But, you know, as all of you know, you've heard Dave Wilson voice his opinion on it. You've heard him talk about how, hey, you know what? If it doesn't have the correct breed type, then you're wrong overall. It doesn't matter how clean the dog is structurally. Now, with all of that being said, the reason why I saved this for last is because I want to give a big shout out to the judges. And I got their names right here. We have judges Chris White and Joaquin Acedo, all right? And I want to give a big shout out to them and a lot of respect to them because this was the first time in a long time that it felt like the best overall dogs were the winners. And when we're talking about best overall dogs, we're talking about the totality of the dog. We're talking about breed type, right? We're talking about the traits, okay? Headpiece, bone, substance, okay? Compact back. Then we're talking about structure, all right? Which is how the conformation of the dog is. And movement, okay? It felt like the best dogs, the most balanced dogs, were the winners from that event. And I wanted to commend the judges for doing such a fantastic job at that event, because what they were able to do was instill hope in the people of the ABKC, well, the people in the community of the ABKC, and helping them feel confident in once again showing their dogs. Because to see what the common thing was, you know, a lot of these extreme dogs that were in the ring, they weren't really, you know, making it to the next cuts. And to see them putting the health of the dog first, putting these dogs that were so well balanced ahead of these other dogs, man, it was just, what an amazing show it was. And I want to commend those judges for doing such a fantastic job in what they were able to do. And the ABKC, in my opinion, they finally got it right with everything. How the event was put together, the marketing behind it, the dogs that were winning and making the final cuts. I really, really want to commend them. They did a phenomenal job in picking those judges to evaluate the 2023 ABKC Nationals. Now let's wrap up the video. All right, you guys, that's gonna wrap up the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and sub to the channel. Check off the bell notification icon to become part of the family. And now that I have all of that out there, I wanted to first and foremost wish you all a very happy holidays. This video I'm gonna try and get out maybe on Christmas or a little bit after Christmas. We're trying to do this with minimal cuts, minimal edits. And once again, I wanted to express to all of you that are watching this video a very happy holidays from the Heavy Hitter Bully Crew family, and to each and every single one of you. So we'll catch you in the new year, and we have a lot of things that we want to bring to you going forward. Have a blessed day and enjoy your holidays with your family. Have a good one, everybody.
Speedy baby.